basically. And 2 or 3 months ago, I was steering to the direction that a lot of relationship and dating problems right now is, first of all, if you get a date, and a lot of reasons why they break down is because people are jumping to conclusions. Now, I'm not wrong on that, because the amount of emails I get that people are getting just jumping to the wrong fucking answer, and the problem is people aren't fucking talking. And here's the other problem, what I've noticed too. You've gone on 1 or 2, 3 dates with somebody, and if you're thinking something bad, let's say we all jump to a bad conclusion about someone, alright? That's fair enough, we can all do that, including me, I've done that, right? But then you kind of say, well, hang on, look, Peter, I don't know the girl. Maybe I'm taking her wrong here. But the worst thing is happening. People aren't asking the other person, hey, listen, what did you mean by that? Because a lot of us, not everyone, a lot of us are afraid to ask in case we look like a psycho, right? Well, the thing is, you're not asking. I mean, you could ask in a friendly way. I mean, do you know what I mean? I've done that, I don't know, hundreds of times with a friend, family member, a date, girlfriend, ex-girlfriend. You know what I mean? Like, I've asked that so many times. And then some people go, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, well, no, I don't mean it that way. And you know what? To hell with somebody if they take it the wrong way, because you know what's going to happen? If you take it the wrong fucking way without asking them, guess what? It's fucked anyway. You're doomed. So either way, you might as well run the risk of just asking and seeing what's happening. And chances are, if they actually respond in a really, what you mean fucking blah, 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 right? And if you genuinely believe you're being calm, maybe you're right in exactly what you thought about them. Maybe they're jumping to a conclusion because they're feeling fucking guilty and they know exactly what they're fucking doing. You know what I mean? So anyway, the jumping to conclusions is definitely a big one at the moment. No doubt about it, guys, for those watching on TikTok. Just checking some of the messages here. Texting can be taken the wrong way. I read too much into text. Well, hey, Michelle, we've all done that. And again, I honestly believe that's why we need to ask the person. We need to ask the person, you know? Again, it depends on how big of a deal it is, right? Like, can you just brush it off? Nah, whatever, it's no big deal. Geraldine, don't give the benefit of the doubt. Gut feelings are rarely wrong. Geraldine, okay, now that's interesting. Don't give the benefit of the doubt. Geraldine, can I ask you why? Gut feelings are rarely wrong. See, I would agree with that, but you know what? Maybe our gut feelings... This is an interesting one. It's an interesting one. Now, I do actually agree with you, and I don't agree with you. And maybe I'm being hypocritical here, right? What I mean is, I believe that we should give somebody the benefit of the doubt. If we don't, if we think something's wrong, like our gut is speaking to us, which you're right, then I do think that, you know what, there's always a chance we're fucking wrong, you know? Now, I do believe in saying that a red flag can be a big thing too, where if you're not feeling comfortable around a person, well then the relationship is fucked. So like, let's say, example now, I'm not pointing any fingers at anybody here, right? Let's say Peter's a complete goddamn fucking psycho, okay? Which maybe I am. But let's say I am in a relationship. And a girl doesn't see it yet, but then the girl's asking me, hey, what do you think of that, Peter? Blah, blah, blah. Right? But she's kind of getting a feeling that Peter's a bit off here, right? Let's say. Okay? Now, maybe I'm putting on a great act. But maybe she's right to go with her feeling. Or maybe she's right to question me and say, hey, Peter, what do you think? Or what are you getting at with this? What you're talking about here? And then that's fair enough. At least she's giving it a chance. But then if she still feels that Peter's a psycho, maybe she's absolutely right, Peter's a psycho. Or maybe the girl's a bit of a psycho, Peter's completely normal, but Peter doesn't feel right around her, she doesn't feel right around Peter, and then things are still fucked. But like the point is this, I know I'm going on a tangent here, but like maybe Peter's the normal one, and maybe there's something wrong with the girl, right? But even the point is this, the girl should still not be around Peter. Peter's still a red flag. Even though Peter, it could be the nicest guy in the fucking world, or she could be the best girl ever in the world for a relationship. if you're not feeling right around the person, that's your red flag. Even if they're the most normal person in the world, if you're not right around that person, it's fucked, don't you think? That's what I would say. So anyway, back to my real point here, because I think jumping to conclusions is a huge one right now. And look, hey, we all still have our moments. I still think after coronavirus, I genuinely do. And I know maybe some of you think I'm gone completely crazy. It was a year and a half ago, but hey, there's people sitting at home remote working right now, and they haven't left their fucking house practically since coronavirus. You know, they're still in coronavirus mode. We only went into remote working because of coronavirus. You know? I would say right now, remote working seems to be the number one issue with people right now for the dating world. A few months ago, I was thinking it was people jumping to conclusions. I still, that's still on the cards, but I genuinely think that the remote working is fucking things a lot up for people. And here's the problem, you see, is that I'm out of remote working, thank God. I'll hope to God, never, touch wood, never work from work home again, right? In a remote coronavirus scenario, please God. And I'm out of that, and I feel okay, but I still have my lazy moments. Like, I've gone on some dates, but it's very, very hard to get a date right now. Very hard to get a date right now. And you can see it. I mean, you can see so many people right now. And this, I've had this problem. So many other people have had this problem. You're chatting onto somebody on Tinder, or you meet a girl in a bar, you meet a guy in a bar, and you're chatting away on WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever the fuck on messages. Everything's going really, really cool. You're chatting away for about 5 or 6 days, non-stop back and forth messages. Oh my God, this is so good. Then all of a sudden it comes to the moment you meet up. You meet up, bang, other person gone. This is happening a hell of a lot. Now, okay, you can obviously blame it that, well, obviously the one person didn't like the other, right? Okay? But then and that can be true. But then there's people are meant to meet, and then all of a sudden they disappear as well. Then there's people going on 2 or 3 dates, and they disappear. Now, here's the thing. Yeah, you can say, well, hey, they just didn't like them, but it's the same pattern, whether it's just before a date, just after a first date, just after 3 or 4 dates, the person blanks the other person. So, like, I'm seeing a bit of a pattern here. Like, I mean, that's a fucking cruel thing to have, guys. If you're not into somebody, you just fucking tell them. You know? Fucking put them out of their misery. Maybe they're sitting at home thinking about you. You know? Maybe they are. Wouldn't you rather get a bullet to the head than 5 to the chest and bleed to death? I'd rather get a bullet to the head. I'm sure everybody else would too. You know? Let it over, done, bang. It's it. And just let's check some TikTok comments here. Keep talking, folks. Ask about what's bothering you. It's the only way. Exactly. Ask about what's bothering you. Yeah? If I'm reading you right. Somebody says, don't chat for 5 days. Meet after one conversation. Don't chat for 5 days. Oh, well, yeah. Okay. Like, I get it. I mean, you see, it depends here, user. That's a good statement you've brought up, right? I think that's very interesting. Because this is a good thing to talk about. When do you go on the date? When you talk to somebody on Tinder, Bumble, or... Guys, check out my Facebook groups that I've set up as well, the dating groups. I'll go through that in a few minutes, but there's quite some good success stories on there, and the beautiful thing is there's no algorithm working against you. You go straight to the top of the group if you post, so everybody gets a chance to see you. It's good. So don't chat for 5 days, meet after one conversation. Now, what's a conversation? As in, if you match with somebody on a dating app today, is it 3 or 4 hours of back and forth chat? Is it, you know what I mean? Or is it one conversation spilt into 2 or 3 days? See, it depends. I think you just got to feel it out. You can't overthink that, you know? I don't want to get into overthinking this shit now too much. I think you just can't try and overthink it. Don't chat for 5 days. Well, I mean, that's an interesting one too. I went for I'd say about 6 or 7 days chatting to one girl simply because actually she had a busy work schedule, I had a busy work schedule, so it was just the way it was. So, you know, you never know. Back to the Future, that's right, baby. Back to the Future, one of the greatest shows of all time. Okay, let's have a couple of more things here. Kim, I think Corona has left us able to have keyboard conversations, but meeting somebody is possibly harder. Keyboard conversations, that's a good one. That's a very good one. You're right. Keyboard conversations, it's just easy. You're just sitting there, and then we've all the intention of meeting somebody, but then when it really comes down to it, we don't. You know, I think hopefully that's what you're getting at. User, talking too much builds it up in your head, so best to meet immediately after a good conversation. Well, again, another interesting statement, because what if the girl thinks it's too soon? What if the guy thinks it's too soon? It's like, whoa, Jesus Christ, this girl's jumping in too fast, or this guy's jumping in too fast. You know? Because I've seen that too. And to be honest, I think it actually favors, not favors women, but it actually goes against men, actually, I think, more than anything. I think that sometimes if a man jumps in a bit too quick, the girl kind of goes, whoa, all right, easy, Jesus Christ, what's going on here? Lena, we're all doomed to be single forever. No, I think, you know what the positive thing I think here is? What goes up goes down. What goes down goes up. What goes left goes right. Right to left. North, south, east, west, black, white, day, night. I genuinely actually think it's going to go the complete opposite way. I think it's going to be feast or famine. I honestly think that. I think it's going to be not an orgy party coming up, guys. I'm not saying that. But I think once people get out there again, it's going to be a madhouse. An absolute fucking madhouse. I genuinely believe that. What goes up goes down, what goes down goes up. You know? Here's another conversation here, another message. Yeah, but keep the meeting casual. A quick drink or coffee. Guys, I'm sorry, the TikTok connection this might be a bit doomed here. Apologies if it is. A quick drink or coffee, you need to see in person to really know. User, yeah, well, I understand that. I mean, hey, why fuck around? You know, I get that. I just think that women would just have you know, not a guy jumping in the first half an hour of talking to a guy on Tinder, and I understand that totally from a woman's point of view, 100%. User, I'm a woman. Well, hey, I like your spirit. You know, you're not fucking around. I like that. Maybe some women should be more like that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe some women just take it nice and easy for a little bit. But I like that. You know, you've no time for bullshit. It's good. That's good. And I don't like my time wasted. Understandably so. Can I ask how old you are, user, if you don't mind? Now, look, there's no photo of you here. Obviously, there's no name, so, you know, no one's going to know who you are, and I won't ask who you are. Lena, best not to overthink it. Just go with it. Yeah, fair enough. But I tell you, girls, coming from a man's point of view here, I've seen that, where I've got to that stage where, oh, look, there's enough of this conversation bullshit. Just go straight in. Let's get this done. Come on. I know it sounds weird, but you know what I mean. Let's go for a drink, and all of a sudden, girl gone. You're like, oh my god, did I just fuck this up now? Karen, so many lads seem to just want situationships and be able to keep their options open. Now, what do you mean by a situationship, Karen? I'd like to know what you think. And user 38, I like your user 38 user. I like your style. No fucking around. No beating around the bush. That sounds good to me. So these are interesting comments coming out here, guys. Situationships. In fact, you know what? I'm going to look that up here in case there might be a delay in the TikTok now, guys, for the answer to come back. I just want to make sure. I've heard of this before, but I just want to double check here. Let's see. Less than a relationship. Let me just split the screen here with you there, guys, if you're watching on YouTube. Okay, situationship. Less than a relationship, but more than a casual encounter or booty call. So it's a booty call. but more than a casual encounter or booty call. Situationships refer to a romantic relationship that remains undefined. A situationship is that space between a committed relationship and something that is more than a friendship. So what, you're kind of like boyfriend, girlfriend for a day or two and then you're back to being normal and single? Is that what we're talking about here? You know? I think a lot of guys my age, here more comments, I think a lot of guys my age aren't ready for let's have a look, for a relationship. They've never had a serious relationship. What, at 38? Jesus. Well, that's weird. Liam Cotter, any email correspondence coming in, Peter? Liam, I don't know what you mean, sir, about email. If you can just explain, please. Karen, all the benefits of a relationship, but not a relationship, and be able to see others on the side. So that's a fucking booty call. Where's this situationship thing is coming in? Is this whole gender pronoun horse shit coming in here now? Don't, please. If it's a booty call, it's a booty call. Alright, there's no new word for this one. Christ. Here we go. Think so many guys my age don't know how to have a proper relationship. I wouldn't say that, user. I wouldn't say that. I think there's plenty of guys looking for a relationship. In fact, I know quite a few guys that would love one. Liam, the emails asking for advice, they're quite entertaining. Oh yeah, getting emails all the time. They're quite entertaining. Yeah. Some of them I'm just like, what the hell is going on here? Even the one this morning about the girl doing a number 2 in her pants on a first date. I don't know if that's true or not, but Jesus, man, what's going on here? Last pointer as well. If you are in the groups and wherever you are, now there's some foreign people that are coming into the groups from different countries, and that's okay. Because, and I'll tell you why, guys, because there's some people that are living in London, let's say, who are moving to Galway. There's some people that are living in Galway who are moving to fucking Scotland, Edinburgh. Right? So they'll like to meet somebody.